It is Wellness Wednesday. Finding a healthy way to deal with stress and trauma can sometimes be difficult to find, but a local business is helping others express themselves with therapeutic arts, among many other things. To tell us more, we have licensed counselor and art therapist with the Ecumenical Center, Deb Murphy. Thank you for being with us today.
Well, thank you very much.
Y'all offer so much for San Antonio. We'll get to those details in a little bit since it is Wellness Wednesday, but part of wellness and maybe healing can be artwork, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So you teach this. I know there's going to be a workshop coming up, and we are combining watercolor with pastels.
We're combining watercolor with a lot of things here, which I thought was interesting because you just were talking about water and water being healing.
That's so true.
And so that is our collective unconscious working among us.
Yep.
So do you want me to just start?
Yes, please teach me the ways.
The reason why I do this type of exercise with watercolor is because people have, when you have a lot of stress, if you're going through trauma, you have a lot of need for control. And that cuts off a lot of things that people do because of that need for control. So this is a very safe way to practice letting loose, being more spontaneous. So I call it letting go with watercolor.
Let's do it.
Okay, so I've done this one already. I'm going to start with something first because we have clean water here. So we have water, we're going to have salt, saran wrap.
Why the salt?
And sponge. You're going to find out in a minute.
Okay.
So what I want you to do is just dip your, you've got your watercolors out here, and I already put some water in them to get them nice and soft. You're going to put water in one of these areas here. I taped this down so that we can make sure that the paper doesn't bubble up. So put a nice amount of water on there.
Over here.
Okay.
Okay.
And then I just want you to pick any colors out of that palette of colors and just spread them all over and let them go.
With the big brush.
With the big brush. We're not using any little brushes at all. Okay.
Okay. I love this.
And just fill that space. You can use one color. You can use many colors.
It already
totally
looks
up to
so pretty.
Okay. So you see, water goes wherever it wants to go.
It does. It really does. And the way it spreads and just looks so nice.
And this is one of those kinds of activities that really looks good, and no matter what you do or what your level.
So what you're saying is that I can be awful at this and I'll still be good.
And you're still going to be great at it, that's for sure. Okay?
Yes.
All right, and now you're going to take this saran wrap.
Okay.
And you are going to just, in this one little area, you're going to just kind of scrunch it and let it sit on there. And just push down and just leave it alone, okay? So there we're going to go on that.
Scrunch, scrunch, scrunch.
Okay. All right, now we're going to move on to the next one. You're going to go ahead on another square and put water down again. I know it's going to be a little bit dirty, but we're going to go ahead and do that anyway.
Okay. Water
and again.
Okay. To put more paint on here, but you are one of the counselors at the Ecumenical Center, correct?
Yes, I do the open art studio on Saturdays once a month.
Wow, so how can people, what is that experience like? Because we're gonna talk to Beth right now about how people can reach y'all and stuff, but you probably really do create a safe space.
And that's why we have this, is because the open art studio we invite anyone from the public to come. Sometimes the counselors then too will encourage their clients to join us. They can come anytime between the hours of 10 and 1. Wow. And we have just all these art supplies out for them to explore.
Very awesome.
So we really focus on coming in, it's almost like being at a buffet. Yep. You just pick whatever inspires you, what's interesting to you, and you just make art. So we don't do a lot of instruction. I will give them a prompt for anyone that's interested in that. However, we really let people play. So you have children and families, we have older adults that come in, we have veterans that come in, and they all come. And we have people that bring their own art that are really into it and just love the space.
That is wonderful. So. Beth, come on in. You are the head of this place, and I love what you guys are doing. All types of services for people with trauma or dealing with difficult times, right?
Trauma, grief, so many things in life create a downturn.
Yes.
And we all experience those, but there's places to go for help.
Sure.
And so we do work with children and adults, veterans, and all of those folks.
This plate was made by a veteran?
Yes, this plate is very important. This veteran found his voice through working with glass. So the glass was broken. He brought it back and made it whole and beautiful again.
And that's kind of like what y'all do for people. You have a workshop coming up. How can people participate?
Absolutely. This coming Saturday on the 23rd at 10 a.m. just be at the Ecumenical Center at 8310 Ewing Housel in the Medical Center area, and Deb will be leading our Open Art Studio.
Great. Well, I wish we had more time, ladies, but people can definitely go to your website, give you a call for more information. I thank you both so much for being with us.
Absolutely.
This looks pretty good, all right, Deb?
Yes.
This looks pretty good.
Yeah, just let it dry and then pull it off later.
Perfect. Let me give you guys a little sneak. I see what you're doing there. We'll be right back, y'all.